Hey everybody, welcome to another Homeschool Haven Parent Spotlight. To start off with, we take care of our business and then we're going to get right into our Parent Spotlight today for a mama named Christine. So for those of you that are new to this, the way it works is over on our Homeschool Haven Facebook page, you can submit to be a Parent Spotlight. And all that means is that you say, hey, yes, choose me. I'd love to be a part of this. And then Michelle and I go through the order of your names, person by person, and we reach out to you by messenger and have a little consultation, really is what it turns into. And you tell us some of the things that you're worried about. We talk back and forth a little bit, and then we put together a video just for you. So sometimes these videos are going to repeat themselves because we're really trying to create something for each individual parent and the things that they're trying to figure out and that are going on for them. And so they are meant to be kind of individual, but everybody's welcome to listen in. So welcome if you're here. If you're wanting to come and join us and submit, the best place to start from is homeschoolhaven.space. So that will give you the best direction to the Facebook group page. We're here on YouTube and the other things that we're trying to just get up and get going. This is just something that Michelle and I are doing that is, we just want to help people out. So it's not something that is free of charge. We're just making it happen. So Christine is an awesome mama who, this is her first year of homeschooling. She has a 6-year-old son and she is a full-time working mom. And she kind of had 3 places that we were visiting with her over this last week that we're going to focus on here in the video. We talked about some other great things too, and we're hoping that she finds some guidance in her journey here. All right, first of all, we're going to start with writing for boys as they're in that K-2 season of life and what that looks like for them, and just Steph's 2 cents on this kind of things. And if Steph's 2 cents is not your 2 cents, Christine, follow your mom gut. Listen to that and to what's going on for you guys. So here is my thoughts on writing for those very first early years, and when I was teaching in the public school and now with my own kids. So one of my favorite classes was a writing class that I took for early elementary school. And the teacher was just so passionate. She loved talking to us about emergent writing. And I remember her putting up little samples of her own grandchildren, little snippets of watching their writing develop through the years. And she talked a lot about just how to let that process unfold in a way that was going to be safe for the child and not lead them to hating this entire subject matter. And some of the things that I remember taking away as I talked to her, or as she taught us, and within that classroom that I remember quite distinctly, is keeping in mind the fine motor skill development that's happening there, and that for boys, that sometimes takes a little bit longer, this whole like holding the pencil and making that happen. Just that can be a really frustrating thing. And then we can have a lot of strong association, negative association with writing the entire subject, because this part, or just sitting down and trying to get it from here to here it's a long process of creating that. And she talked a lot about read and then write, that a strong foundation for your writing is your reading and being really comfortable in that space. And so with those young learners, I have found for myself what's developed from that and other things that I've read and with my own kids is that during that K-2 time, I'm just trying to help them develop their ability to develop letters properly, to form maybe a few simple sentences, and to simplify that quite a bit and just have maybe be a dictation thing where we read something and then they tell me what they thought of it or a response question, and we try and phrase that in a full sentence, and then I write it out in a full sentence, then they copy it. Or this is something that I got from this writing instructor too, as she taught us about spelling. She said, spelling has an emergent thing too, kind of letting that, if they're like, just encourage them to get all the sounds that they can find there in the beginning. And again, as she'd go through and share all these samples of her grandkids over the years, it was just kind of fun to laugh at the different spellings that take place, especially in that emergent stage of writing that's in that K-2 time. So, as far as what I'd be worried about with my little one in Steph's shoes at her house with that K-2 writing time, it's get reading comfortable, and then just being able to, by the end of second grade or so, I like them to be able to write a full sentence with proper beginning and ending punctuation. But that's something that's only happening 2-3 times a week in response to things that are happening, if that sometimes. So I hope that helps, and that offers you a little bit of guidance on just trying to find that writing place with your son, and as you're trying to figure that out. So that is number one. Number two that Christine had talked about is just with her son, like just kind of feeling unmotivated to get out, like even getting out and going to like some parkour classes and the fun things that he's got. Feeling motivated to do that has started to become something that's feeling a little bit heavier and isn't flowing as easy. And I had two thoughts come to mind on this one, Christine. And again, take them with a grain of salt. What will work for you? Something that I found for myself is if with my kids, once we do get out and go to that class or make that thing happen that they weren't excited about, if you notice that it did lift their energy levels and that they're feeling happier about that, to just kind of softly, gently point that out. Like, we really didn't want to go do that. Did you see how that kind of worked out? And kind of developing and educating our kids in seeing that. I think we as adults do that too. I have a lot of things on my to-do list that I just don't want to go and do, and I'm very unmotivated to go do. And noticing when I'm done, like, oh, that felt good to get that done. And I mean, I don't mean this in a way of like, didn't you, I told you so. Not that way with your child. But when you can from time to time to slip that in there to help them to be aware of, oh, okay, so when the next time I get to this place where I don't want to do this thing, usually it turns out that I actually kind of liked it. So that's one with my kids that I find that I resort to when we're in that place of we don't want to do it, but once we do it, it did feel good. That I don't approach it from an I told you so, listen to your mother kind of perspective, but from really I am trying to help them to see that like, yeah, this is something that happens in life. Like, did you notice how it kind of felt better even though we didn't want to go? I have felt that too, and relating that to them and letting them know like I feel that too. But this is what we're going to do. We're going to go. And then when we're done, to kind of have that conversation a little bit on, a kindergarten, first, second grade level. That's one thing that pops into my brain. Another thing that's helped me with my kids when they're feeling unmotivated about their schoolwork or about their or about getting out and going and doing things or being a part of things, we have a system called the Mom Buck Store. And this kind of has evolved. It started out like being this thing where I was like printing up bucks and like we were assigning amounts to everything, and it became a little too complicated. And now all it is there is a paper on our schoolroom wall that says Mom Buck Tallies. I'm pretty sure it just says Mom Buck Store. I'm looking at it here. It has each child's name, and then I tell them to go and do tally marks when they earn a number of Mom Bucks, but now they're tallies because I'm not messing with all the little pieces of paper. And so it's the one spot where we keep track of their tally marks. And then I had started out by thinking, every Monday is going to be Mom Buck Monday. That's going to be amazing. And we're going to pull out. And I just had all these little, Target dollar store snippets and like maybe go out and get an ice cream with mom. There's all sorts of little things in the Mom Buck store that I have a son that loves Pokemon, so there's usually a few Pokemon cards in there, all of that. And I attach a value to each one, and I thought, we'll have Mom Buck Monday every Monday. Yep, that doesn't happen for me. So now the kids know like Mom Buck Store opens when Mom Buck Store opens. Surprise! When it happens, it happens. And so that happens, I'd say it happens about once a month during the school year is what we get around to. But it's a great way to motivate my kids. They always earn Mom Bucks if their morning duties are done by 9 o'clock. They have a list of things that like, if you're ready and up and going within reason of what their age appropriate reason is, then we do that. And that has been a great motivator for us now that we've got it set up. It was like that frustration place at first if I was overdoing it and you'll find that you're trying to figure out how much to award and when to, I did find for myself, don't turn this into something that I'm taking away. This is like a reward place was really good for me. Like I didn't want it to be that. And so it's really tempting to be like, well, your Mom Bucks are all the way gone. And I found, anyways, those are all the little things that I learned as I was going along for my version of what Mom Buck Store looks like and what that has created. And it has helped with motivation around our house. That really was the big thing behind it is that you've got that. To me, bribery is trying to persuade someone to act in your favor with like typically, like illegally or dishonestly, right? And so, but this is different than that. This is kind of a token system. I'm a fan of doing it this way. So I don't even feel like I'm bribing my kids per se. I really do feel like this is a great motivational tool that is helping us all to do this homeschool thing with a little bit more of a smile on our face. And so, and there's something worked into that. A lot of classrooms out there that do that as well. So that is mine. And like I said, sometimes Mom Bookstore is like popcorn movie afternoon off for school that day, or like they can buy other things too that don't have to. In those beginning years, especially, we had a lot more limited funds and things, and you can do a lot that doesn't even cost you maybe a ton to put in the Mom Bookstore. So there's that. Finally, establishing mommy time with a 6-year-old. Just trying to give yourself that alone space that you need as mom, right, Christine, to get by. This is what I did as a mom, and this is what popped into my brain in this place, is that I personally use screen time to serve me as a mom. It's not something at our house that is just like open, that you can do whenever you want, or that you can ask for whenever you want. It's something, and it's taken a while to kind of establish that and figure that out and find our space with that. But for me, screen time is a tool that serves me. And so I use it as a time that, when do I want my kids to be captivated by technology? Is great. There's a lot of great things on screen time that are very advantageous, in my opinion, that are really great. And but I like to make that work for me. So I don't know. That's the only thing that came to my mind as far as when you need that time for you, and establishing that with somebody that, your little guy, and you both need a break from each other. That is one thing that I have resorted to when my kids were little, that I'm like, okay, screen time is mom break time. And that is kind of, we kind of talk about that and try and find that space with that. I've also done things where with my little ones where like I have a stop and go sign on my bedroom door, and we talk about, and this is when they were like my oldest was little, and like, okay, a stop sign on mommy's door means, stop. Is this an emergency? Because mommy might be doing something that she needs a little bit of alone time for a minute. And that took some time. My oldest took to that, my others not as much. So it can depend on the kid, right? And so, and then, and I had to make sure I was mindful of like, okay, how long a 6-year-old can, obviously, like how long to expect for them to allow that separation time from each other, right? That's a really hard place to find, and I don't even know that I have great answers there. But I hope some of these ideas, maybe just one of them, help Christine. It's been fun visiting with you. We probably got the most out of just our exchange and other ways that we've been having. But you're doing great. You sound like just such a charming lady. You're doing a great thing for your son. Keep at it, and let us know if there's any other way that we can help you. Have a wonderful week. Bye.